Hello all, this is Charlotte Piper with Dragonfly Oracle Inc. and I am back with my weekly readings, and I'm actually doing something a little bit different this time. Once a month I will be showcasing a special spread that addresses a specific issue, and earlier in the week I had members of my email community and a group on Facebook called the Live Speak Happy Community vote on which spread they would like to see out of a combination of 4 different ones. And today we are working with something called the Leprechaun, which addresses money issues. So without further ado, I have shuffled these cards pretty extensively and blessed them. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do the layout, and we'll proceed with the reading. I may need to adjust the camera so you can get a good look at the layout before we proceed. And in this reading, of course, I am using a combination of the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards and the Archangel Oracle cards, both by one of my favorite teachers, Miss Doreen Virtue. All right, so this is an 8-card spread, and it's designed to help identify areas in your life where you may be struggling financially and give you insight on how to move through that. Okay, so I've rearranged this layout so that you can see it a little bit better, and also so the cards are all facing your direction, where previously they were kind of upside down, and I think this will be a little bit more favorable. At any rate, I want to make a special announcement before we begin to stick around until the end of this reading to hear about a weekly contest that I will be holding, and it's a very special prize that I have in store this week. At any rate, we're going to start, and the deck is read from this direction, more or less, clockwise, and so we start with the upper corner here, and in this position we have Miss Freya. She's a Nordic goddess, and her card is bold. The quote on the card says, "Unleash your adventurous side and take risks and be daring." Now, she shows up in the position that is the root or the cause of your financial struggles. And that may seem maybe a little counterintuitive to, the message on the card, but I want to go ahead and explain how it is pertinent. The typical meaning of this card is it's all about taking risks and making bold life decisions. Many times when we seek to achieve our goals or live our dreams, it takes a certain degree of risk, and sometimes making changes that might not always feel comfortable. This can, at times, cause us to become stagnated by indecision and stifled by the fear of the unknown. What this card is saying when it shows up in this position is that the root cause of your monetary struggles is that you are denying something inside yourself that desires to be expressed. For some of you, you'll know instantaneously what that is, and others will need to meditate to connect with it. Freya is here to cheer us all on and remind us to be daring and make bold life changes should we desire to move through monetary issues. In our second position, or the right next to Freya, we have another goddess, Sulis, and she is more or less obviously associated to water. And this position in the Leprechaun spread is discussing factors working against you. The message on the card is to spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. This card typically shows up to encourage the reader or the inquirer to meditate near water or allow your life to be more fluid, like a flowing river. An interesting thing to point out is that a river typically isn't always calm and can be choppy and maybe a little rough at times. The trick is to enjoy the calmness as much as the choppiness, and more importantly, to find your peace even when life and money issues are particularly stressful. This card is encouraging some of us to be more mindful about our approach to money, because many times we create blocks in our own mind that restrict the flow of money. And for someone who has been thinking about becoming involved in a water-related business or nonprofit affiliation, but has previously had doubts, this is a sign for you to go for it. Now, in our next position right next to Sulis, we have factors that are working in your favor to attract money. And that card is Archangel Raziel, and it's spiritual understanding. What he says is, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols to help you understand spiritual truths. And this card shows up in the position for what is working for you when it comes to co-creating financial abundance in your life. He is reminding us to keep an open mind when it comes to money and allow for it to show up. Many times when it comes to prosperity, we tend to become very forceful and impatient, which again only causes barriers and chokes off the flow. This is also a confirmation for anyone who has been led to start a spiritually based business to go ahead and make moves to do it now. You can simply start with doing research and meditating on what really brings you joy, as that is one of the fastest ways for money to show up fast for you. Now, our next card will be here, and it is what is helping you. So in this position, Isolt is undying love, and the message on the card is, the love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. And she is here to show you how she is helping. I'm kind of getting the vibe from the card that there is someone who is listening or reading this message that is afraid of being rejected by their loved ones for pursuing their passions. This is a really difficult situation, and the support of loved ones is paramount to your success. It may be that you're afraid of losing a relationship that is special to you because of your desire to pursue your heart's calling. Isolt is here to support you and tell you that letting go of others' expectations of you will help you get through this situation and come out of the other side with a deeper understanding of your work and open you up to amazing opportunities. Sometimes certain people falling away from our lives can be a blessing in disguise, even though it feels difficult and it hurts. Now, this next card is called the Top Up, and it represents what area or activity money flows through. And the card is rather appropriate. I think it is Prioritize with Archangel Metatron. And he says, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Metatron shows up just on time in this position, as he is emphasizing the point to focus on what is important to you. I'm getting that sometimes these money blocks are coming from you not making you a priority. When we do that, it is almost a universal slap in the face, or like slamming the door on abundance that is knocking. You are already equipped with all the knowledge that you need in order to co-create prosperity beyond your wildest dreams. You must make it a priority to dig into that knowledge and be mindful of the magic that unfolds in response to your vibration. Now, our next card is actually called the Leprechaun, and in that position, Lakshmi shows up, and the card is Bright Future, and she says, stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. And I find it interesting, considering this layout was completely random, that Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of prosperity and a known symbol for manifesting abundance, shows up in the position of the leprechaun. almost as if she's pointing the way to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Oftentimes when we are overcome with money struggles, our mind and spirit gets bogged down with worry. Lakshmi is saying to stop worrying, as that is choking the flow. She is here to reassure you that if you follow your heart, you will always be taken care of. Next, we have Healthy Lifestyle with Archangel Raphael, and this card is indicative of what steps you need to take next in order to kickstart the flow of money in your life. And the message on the card is eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Raphael shows up right on time to remind us to engage in activities that allow us to show ourselves divine care and self-love. It is so easy to get tangled up in the web of chasing money that we begin to neglect healthful living. But the more sleep you lose and the more junk you eat, the worse you're going to feel and the lower your vibration will become. What you are essentially saying to the universe is, I don't care enough to take care of myself, and that is what I expect to receive from life. Remember that the universe is only responsive in nature. It doesn't discern right from wrong. It simply responds to the vibration that you're putting out. So if you're so bogged down in your pursuit of money that you're not taking care of your body, temple, it is time to prioritize and make yourself a priority. You'll be surprised at how quickly just simply taking better care of yourself can open up the flow of universal abundance. And our last card is Outcome. We have, of course, the outcome obviously is what is likely to occur from following the advice given in this reading. And we have moon cycles, which is Archangel Haniel. And she says, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. I'm actually glad to see Haniel in this position, and in fact, I was just discussing the full moon that is coming up for the US in the next week. We are in a time of great expansion, and the more that we do so, the more we will feel pulled by the moon, much like the tide. Interesting, isn't it, that the beginning of the reading talked about being fluid like water, or is instructing us to be more like water, and the last card is talking about being cognizant of the moon cycles, which are known to affect the flow of water. Ironically enough, these cycles can also affect money flow. Become more aware of how the cycles of the moon affect you and your financial situation. You may be surprised to find that certain cycles invite more financial gain, and others cause it to flow out, just like the ocean tide does. If you can look at money like that, have a clear picture in your mind of the ocean waves crashing on the beach and then receding, you might be able to find peace with money. Or in the very least, you can know that just as the tide will pull away at times, it also comes crashing back. So keep that faith that your wave is coming in, stay focused, become more aware, and take care of yourself. And then watch as your world magically transforms. This card is also advising us to do some moon work in the days leading up to the full moon to release negative thoughts, habits, and patterns that can be holding back the flow of abundance. And just as a suggestion, something that tends to work for me is when I'm having financial struggles, other than everything that is very pertinently said here, is to get into the community and either donate your time or money to a cause that is close to your heart. There's no shortage of charities that love and cherish volunteers, and of course, they're always willing to accept a heartfelt love donation. That pretty much wraps up our reading for this week. Hope you have found it beneficial. If you have, and you would like to maybe explore this deck or this spread a little bit more, you can purchase your own personal reading in the Leprechaun spread or various other ones by exploring my Etsy store. Links to the store are located in the information section below the video. I promised I would announce a contest. You are required to be a member of my Facebook group or email list in order to be eligible. That information is also included below. And I just want to remind you to check out dragonflyoracle.com and the various ways to connect with me via social media below. If you like these decks, you can also purchase them for yourself, which of course also those links are listed below. And I want to just thank you for taking the time to take in this information. I do hope it's been beneficial for you, and I look forward to hearing from you, getting any feedback, and if you did like it and it did resonate, please like, comment, and share the video with your friends. At any rate, I want to wish you the brightest blessings in the week coming, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. So hang in there and follow your heart. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.